Yeah, now we're getting into complex conjugates. So remember back in the day when you were doing square roots and you couldn't have square roots in the denominator of a fraction? Same thing with the complex number system. You cannot have imaginary numbers in the denominator, but we can get rid of them pretty easy. Remember a few slides ago we were talking about complex conjugates? That's what we need here. So we are going to multiply by just the opposite. If you look at the denominator on number 9, it's negative 2i. So to cancel that out, we're just going to multiply by positive 2i. It's just the opposite, right? And you'll see what happens there in a minute. So when we do that in the denominator, we have negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. I'll write it down here. I times I is I squared, and we'll come back to that. In the numerator, we have 3 times 2i, that's 6i. Cool. Now, we can simplify here. Negative 4 times I squared. Remember, I squared is negative 1. So negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. On the top, we have 6i. And then we can simplify that. Look at the regular big boy numbers. 6 over 4, they're both even, so we know that 2 goes into them. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 4 2 times. So you can write it like this, 3i over 2, or you could write 3 over 2i. Either way is fine. I mean, like this. That would be the way to write it. Don't put the I in the denominator. Remember, that's the whole thing we were getting rid of from the get-go. Okay? So let us try the next one. Negative 7/6 I. So the negative is out in front there, but really we can kind of think of that in the numerator. So it would be like negative 7 over 6i. Now, we can multiply by negative 6i here in the numerator and denominator. I'm going to let you in on a little secret, though. All we have to do is get rid of the I there. So what we can do is just multiply by negative I, because this is positive 6i, and we want it to be a negative. So we're going to multiply. Again, you could multiply by negative 6i, and that's fine. But really, I can save some work here and just multiply by negative I. Because when we do that, in the denominator, 6i times negative I would give you negative 6i squared. And remember, well, let's do the top. Negative 7 times negative I would be positive 7i. So now remember that I squared is equal to negative 1. So you have negative 6 times negative 1, which is positive 6. The numerator, we just have 7i. So we have 7i over 6 would be our final answer. Or you could write that as 7/6 I. That's how that can also be written. So if you would have done times negative 6i on top and bottom, it would reduce to that, but we're kind of saving the step of having to reduce at the end by just multiplying by that I there. So I want you to try these two out. You can just multiply by the I part, or if you want, like on number 11, you can multiply by negative 8i. On number 12, you can just multiply by I, right? So pause here, try it. I'm going to try knocking these out in this same video. Let's see. Oh, looks like I'm running out of time here. All right, I'm gonna have to start the next one here.